So first of all, I'll have to apologize. I definitely can tell the video quality is pretty bad here. But I picked up one of these little external SSDs from Costco on Black Friday, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to build out some virtual environments on it as it's portable. It seems pretty rugged. Not a big fan of the cord, how short it is, but it'll work for today's production. Last time we installed Python via Anaconda. This time we're just going to install Python just as Python and run the virtual environments through VSCode. So on the screen here, I'm just in the python.org. So we're just going to navigate to the downloads page. So we're going to click into here and you can see Python downloads. Currently Python 3.12.1 is what you can download. So we're going to click on releases for Windows. And I'm going to stick with the 3.10. So this is the 3.10.13. As you can see, there's no files available. I'm going to click into it, and then we can see this is for the security bug fix release. And it looks like Python 3.10.11 is the last version with binary installers. So we're going to head and click into that one. So back to Windows, and then all releases. We're going to go ahead and look for the Windows 64-bit installer. Looks like it's pretty far down here, so okay, now we're here. So once you click this, your download will just start up. So I'm not going to click the executable as I already downloaded this, but just run through the wizard, the install wizard. So next I'm in Visual Studio Code, and I'm just going to go ahead and download for Windows here. And click this, and it'll prompt you to the next kind of tutorial page. So the executable is downloaded. As I said, just click through all the basic install wizard properties that are default. Alright, so we went ahead and opened Visual Studio Code. It looks pretty basic here, there's nothing really here yet. So in the left hand we have all of our tabs. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and go into the extensions. And we're going to look for Python. So I have Python installed, but you would just click Python and then hit install. And it's going to be right in this section here. As you see, if I click, it's now uninstall. So click that and I'll show you. I believe Pylance just comes by default with Python. And because I didn't actually install this separately, so when I click on it, looks like, yeah, this one just comes by default. So a couple other extensions that we're going to look at that are optional, but you can download them. They're pretty good. Linter is always really good here. So I like Flake 8. That's going to be the one I want to go with. Also Code Runner, this is pretty popular to run all your scripts here, so you can install this. I'm going to leave this not installed just yet. So let me go ahead and go back to the linter, and Flake 8 is installed. So let me type this in for you. Okay, so here's Flake 8. And as you can see, this is going to be an extension here. And this one's really good, and we can look at a couple other options here. I think AutoPep 8 is a formatter that's decent. Can't say it's my favorite, but it's pretty popular. It's used a lot. And we'll probably use it for the saving, formatting for saving in a little while, but not at the moment. So the next step, let's go ahead and go to the command palette. So the shortcut is going to be Control-Shift-P, but it's within your settings, and we're going to select our interpreter. So when you type in Python and then select interpreter, click this, and the default should come up to what you installed. So this is our Python 3.10.11. So I'm going to click that, and now that's our default interpreter for Python. So we're good to go. Alright, this is going to be the fun part. So let's go ahead and start moving everything to the external SSD. So we're going to open a terminal, and this is the default path. So let's go ahead and look at what the external drive is called. So it looks like this is the E drive by default. So you can just click up into the path location up here at the top, and you'll see E:\\. So we're just going to CD into that external drive here. So CD E:\\, and now we're in the external drive. And if we ls, we see there's nothing in there. So this is a good start. We're in here. So let's create our Python environment. So Python -m vnb for virtual environment, and then the name of whatever you want to call the folder. So in this case, let's do econ analysis. Yeah, that sounds right. And now it's going to create the virtual environment. This does take a minute to run, so I'm going to pause this video and then come back as soon as it's up and running. Looks like it finished up, so let's go ahead. We can actually go and check back in the folder to see if it did create the virtual environment. Okay, we're in the external drive, econ analysis. Let's click into it and see what we have in here. So this is all the things that are going to be installed with the virtual environment. Scripts is going to be the first thing we're going to look at. This is going to reassign our path, so we have Python here. So we'll be leveraging this directory here in a second. So let's go back to VSCode. Now let's go ahead and activate our environment. So just go to economic analysis, scripts, then activate. And as we can see, it ran successfully here. We have the green font that we're in our virtual environment under econ analysis. So at this point, let's go ahead and pip install YF Finance. So this is the Yahoo Finance API. It's also one of the reasons we went with Python 3.10. So as it's installing, down here at the bottom, we can see collected packages. This is going to take a second here just to get everything running because we're on the external drive. All right, looks like everything's good. Looks like there is going to be an update for pip. So let's just copy this line here and then we'll paste it right below. Then we'll get our pip update as well. So give this a couple seconds to run. Looks like everything ran successfully. Okay, so at this point, let's go back into the folder. And this is just taking a look at everything. Just an overview just to make sure everything looks good. Yep, comfortable with everything here. So let me just do any further checks. All right, let's go ahead and create a folder. So the folder is actually where we're going to store the project. We could just name it whatever, economics, because I do want to start with the economics for this project. So in here, now I'm going to go up to open folder. We're going to go into the drive and we're going to open economics. And this is where we're going to store all of our Python scripts. So now that we're in here, we have to reassociate our Python interpreter to the virtual environment. So this is what I was saying earlier about we need to remember that path. So this is the original path. So now we're going to browse for another path, then we're going to go into our E drive. We're going to go back into scripts, and then we're going to find that where the Python executable is, select interpreter, and now we can just validate, double check that it's available to us in the command palette. So select interpreter, and we're in the virtual environment. So all checks out here. Looks like we're good to go. So at this point, part of the project, I just want to create a requirements document. So this is going to be the packages that I'm going to be using for this project for reproducibility. So if you're wondering, well, how do I identify what packages are going to be installed? We're going to open a terminal, and the easiest way to do this is pip freeze. So this is generally what I would run if I just want to see what I'm currently using, what versions. So pip freeze is going to show us all our installed packages. I'm just going to copy these up, and then I'm going to paste them into the requirements document. Now we'll be adding to this, so we'll do an update file, but these are the current versions and packages that are installed at this moment in time. So here we can hit Control S to save, or you can do File Save. Another option we can do here after looking at our packages and versions, I also should put a caveat. There's multiple ways to do this. You can use others like Poetry, just for larger packages, larger projects. Another thing we can do here, and I'm just going to write it here as a note, so if somebody wanted to copy that, it's optional, but you can pip install from the requirements. So we'll write out that here. You would just have something similar to like a pip install, and then it's going to be r requirements.txt, and that's just all of the Python packages that you're currently running. So this is pretty good if we're deploying this project in the future. Right now, we're just in testing, so we're not going to need this today. So let me kill that off, and then we'll go ahead and see I have the blue highlighted up here for the file, meaning I have to save. And so let's go ahead and create another file. I'm just going to call this main.py, signifying this is a Python file. And let's just test. Let's see if Yahoo Finance is working. So import pandas, and then I'm going to import YF Finance as YF. And then let's go ahead and just say df equals yf.download. And right here, I'll take a moment just to take a look at this. We can start downloading Tesla as our ticker. So that's the highlighted in blue. You can do a start and end period if you wanted to just look at 1 year of data. You can define certain parameters. And this is all the documentation on what you can get with download. So valid period points, you can do daily, 5 days, monthly, yearly. I think I'm just going to do period equals max. That just for this example. If I left it blank, it would still default to it. But we'll go period equals max, and you can see it here. So let's go ahead and type that out. Okay, now below, let's just go ahead and run like a print df just to see if it downloaded. So go ahead and run this. It looks like it's running. So since this is running to the external SSD, it's slower than I would want. And I wonder if it hung up. Yeah, everything looks good. Run it again. Okay, so it is slower to the external drive. I should go look at the write speed for that. But as you can see here, now we have our open, high, low, close, and we ran it twice, so it pulled it down twice. So, all right, this looks like everything works here, and we are good to go for the first start point, a virtual environment on the external SSD.